Welcome to the Headlines. I'm Louisa Liu. Thank you for joining us. According to the United Nations, in Myanmar, 42% of food stocks were destroyed by Cyclone Nargis, and 55% of families only have stock for 1 day or less. Over 70% of households have inadequate access to clean water. Yet progress is being made in the recovery effort, and Burmese people are bouncing back from the tragedy.
The Shwedagon Pagoda is the biggest temple in Myanmar. The shrine throngs with people hoping to ring in more peaceful times after Cyclone Nargis. The storm devastated large areas in May, leaving around 140,000 dead or missing and severely affecting an estimated 2.4 million people. Built on a hill 60 meters above sea level, the Golden Pagoda is a landmark of Yangon City. In a country where 80% are Buddhists, people are relying on silent worship to gradually dispel their grief. But to meet real Burmese people, you have to leave the pagodas, plated with 60 tons of gold and encrusted with 80,000 diamonds, and travel into the countryside. Myanmar is known as a grain basket, yet many people worry where their next meal is coming from. One measure of rice is 600 kyat, or 60 US cents. But this 10-year-old girl only has enough money to buy half of that amount.
My parents are casual workers, so we don't have that much money. We buy what we need a day at a time.
Thankfully, manipulation of the market is banned by the authorities.
The price did not go up after the cyclone. According to Ministry of Agriculture regulations, the price of rice cannot increase.
Fields that were destroyed by the disaster have already been replanted. New roads are being laid, and order is returning where there is chaos. There were concerns that well and river water would be contaminated by flooding, so delivering drinkable water to victims was a priority. All over Myanmar, covered pots like this can be seen, offering water to passers-by to give them good health and blessings. The sign says charity water. At other water stations, reusable cups are a common sight. And instead of plastic bags and Tetra Paks, the garbage bins only have coconut shells and palm leaves. While the rest of the planet worries about how to reduce emissions and cut its carbon footprint, the pollution-free lifestyle of Burmese people is something we can all learn from. Making progress sometimes means going back to the way things were before.
Following up Tzu Chi's effort in Myanmar, local volunteers have been working to provide medical aid for 2 children, 9-year-old Xinge Wu, who is suffering from a ruptured urinary tract, and 13-year-old burn victim Mi Wei Qiao.
Covered in gauze, this is the first time 13-year-old Mi Wei Qiao has blessed us with his smile. Mi Wei Qiao suffered burns over 20% of his body. There is no doubt he is still in pain. This little white lie of his is encouragement to all that he will fully recover. As if practicing his therapy, Mi Wei Qiao moves his right hand along with the volunteer, but along the way, he shifts it into a gesture of gratitude.
Thanks to every one of you. You've given me great aid. Thank you all.
We're so thankful to Tzu Chi for bringing us to this hospital. I never thought we would see such a day. My son will get better, and I'm so happy.
The happiness of Mi Wei Qiao's mother is in plain display for all to see. A smile that has sprouted bright, guilelessly victorious from all her worry and hopelessness. Nearby, 9-year-old Xinge Wu looks on. His face carries a smile, but more hesitant. His surgery has not yet begun. With a ruptured urinary tract, his blood tests are regular and ceaseless. the gauge by which his treatments are determined. Though his future is yet uncertain, the grace and fortitude of little Xingou are encouragement for all.